Y'all see Nip in the back.
Yeah, 012, that was Candace. Calm with complexion, body like heaven, and she was a dancer. Capricorn or Aquarius, but she remind me of a Cancer. She called, I would answer. Late night phone session with the camera. She tryna make a movie on the plasma. She moving like a pro, no amateur. Sex drive, got stamina. She would ask, could I handle her? Then I'ma damage her. You in need of a manager.
Happy New Year! Are we still saying that? I don't know. Like everybody been saying, I hope 2021 is way better than 2020 because 2020 definitely kicked all of our asses. This video today is going to be my 2020 wrap up, and this is also going to be my road to recovery and redemption video. If y'all don't know who I am the Candace Rose. I'm like y'all lit, crazy / boring ass cousin. If you guys are subscribed to my channel, welcome back. It's been forever since I made a video, like always. Like it's been fucking forever. And for those who are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bells for all of my new content. Let's start with the first thing that happened in the beginning of the year that has affected everybody's life, and that is COVID. Besides us all trying to stay alive and trying to lower the spread and curve the spread of this pandemic that we have been living in, a lot of businesses, big and small, have definitely taken a huge loss, mine being one of them. So as you guys know, I am a makeup artist, and the makeup industry, along with the entire world, the beauty industry all together, mainly the beauty industry altogether, I have taken the biggest financial loss due to this pandemic. Not only did I lose a lot of money, but I lost a lot of potential relationships with people that can elevate me to the next level. And I'm not saying like I fell out with people, but because we were in quarantine and basically the whole world was on shutdown, I missed out on opportunities of meeting a whole lot of people that can possibly elevate me to the next level as far as my makeup career is concerned. And I took a major loss. Everybody that booked with me in the around the time that we had to shut everything down as far as the beauty industry is concerned. I make a lot of money with homecoming, proms, and a lot of weddings. So a lot of people have booked with me prior to the pandemic and the shutdown. Y'all, I had to refund everybody their deposits because it wasn't their fault that the pandemic happened. It wasn't my fault that the pandemic happened, but morally, it was just only right. Even when everything opened back up again and the beauty industry opened back up again, I was so scared to open my books back up. And I still have not opened up my books because doing makeup is totally different from doing hair. Well, when you're doing hair, you're standing behind that person, and granted, you can't get COVID like that, but that person can wear a mask as well as yourself. In the makeup industry, it's totally different because I'm face to face. I can't have my clients wear a mask. I can wear a mask, but my clients can't wear a mask if they're getting a service done. It was very hard for me to financially bounce back, and I was scared. I didn't want to put anybody in danger. I didn't want to be put in danger. So COVID has definitely impacted my life financially and business wise and relationship wise when it comes to business relationship. And it also impacted me personally, which later on in this video I will explain why. Being in quarantine was a gift and a curse. It had its pros and cons. Some pros were that I was able to save a whole lot of money, because everything was shut down. Like, there's no point of spending money. Only time I was spending money is when I was going to the grocery store, and that was basically it. It also gave me a chance to sit my butt down and really reflect, and to, you know, hustle and go a little bit harder, and to really think of a game plan as far as just like how my life is going to continuously play out, and just how I'm just going to make these boss moves. So quarantine was a gift and a curse. It also forced you to realize the relationships that you have with people and see if they were genuine or not. Because a lot of people cannot stand to be around certain people for so long. And it also brought families together as well. It forced us to become closer. But also with quarantine, I gained some weight. I definitely gained some weight, and I stopped working out because I just didn't have the motivation to. I was so exhausted with, you know, me not doing makeup, and also working my other job. That was also stressful. It drained so much of my energy that I just was not in the mood to work out, nor was I in the mood to film, as you guys already know, or do anything for that matter. Like, I could barely take care of myself because of this job. Like, this job is draining, so fucking draining, but we'll touch on that later on in the video. So I did gain, I gained some quarantine weight. In the midst of all of this, I had been praying a lot. I have been praying a lot. I've been worshiping a lot. And y'all already know, people who go to church, there's a difference between prayer and worship. So I have been praying a lot. I've been worshiping a lot. I've been doing more worshiping and thanking God just for everything that he has already been doing for me. I've been doing more worshiping than praying. But in one of my prayers, I had been asking God for a financial breakthrough, something that will help me get a little bit of a cushion. Then boom, I ended up getting this financial breakthrough. I was so happy. I was so thankful. I was so gracious. I want to say within a couple months, that's when this blessing happened. In the midst of this financial blessing, somebody had entered my life, re-entered my life, that I already knew that this person was not good for me in the first place. But this person put on this song and dance as if he was just a changed person, like he was just different, and his life has totally changed. Now, we have dated in the past, but this go around, we were not dating. It was just more of a friendship type of thing and a reconnection. So he had propositioned me about this business opportunity for, it was a business like inquiring about hair. And I am not into hair at all. I'm a makeup girl. I don't know the first fucking thing about hair. You know, I have people that I'm close with that knows a lot about hair, that's, you know, very familiar with the hair industry. But this person put on this song and dance as if I was going to get a kickback, and the kickback was double the amount of what I would have to put in to the business. So I mean, it made sense to me at that time, and me just being so well, let me go all the way back. So with this blessing, like, I wanted to obviously like double the amount, but I wanted to help my family out, and I wanted to do something really, really nice for my mom that I know that my mom really needed. So I'm like, okay, if I invest in this business, I will get this kickback, and not only will I be able to help my family, but I won't take so much of a loss. I will still have the money that I put in, but as long as, you know, I was able to help my mom, then that'll be good. So my intentions were good. They were pure. I wasn't about to go out and fucking buy a fucking Maserati or anything. It wasn't really towards me. It was really to help my family. So so it just made sense. So I'm like, okay, I'm in. So when I gave this person this money, and this was not a little bit of money. It was a lot of fucking money. Thank God that I did not give this person everything because I would have been completely fucked. But I did give this person a substantial amount of money. And when I handed him the money, well, first of all, before that, something kept telling me not to do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I even had a family member told me not to do it. Like, it don't sound right. You can start a business. You can start this hair business with not that much money. Like, you don't need that much money to start a hair business. So, I'm just like, well, I don't know. This person does not have a reputation. That was the biggest thing. Even though we did date in the past, but I've never heard this person have a reputation out in the streets or otherwise that he was a shiesty person, he was a shady person, he was a thief, he was a con artist. But then, granted, I don't go out much either. I don't know a whole lot of people in the city that I live in right now anyway. So, of course, I wouldn't have heard that. And then I don't go around talking about this person either. Like he's nobody to fucking talk about or have conversation with about. So I'm like, yeah, I'm in. But something kept telling me, just don't do it. Don't give him that much money. Give him this much to see what he gonna do with it. And then if he does what he says he's gonna do, then you can, slowly give him more money. When I gave him this money, something just clicked in my head and said, Candace, you're never going to see this money ever again. And sure enough, I never saw this money ever again. This person told me the moment that I gave him the money, maybe a week or two later, he said, because it was three people, well, it was supposed to be three people. The person that he was giving this money to was the plug. So it was supposed to be my money, his money, and he was supposed to be giving it to the hair plug. The hair plug was the one who provided us with all the hair. He makes the wigs and he sells them, and then we get the kickback. We just had to invest our money into the hair plug. He calls me and tells me, well, I haven't heard anything from old boy in a minute. I forgot the guy's name that he done made up. And he said, I finally got in contact with him. Well, his sister called me and said that old boy is in, let's just call him Tony, that Tony was in New York. He's in New York right now, and he has COVID. He's in the hospital because he has COVID, and he's on a ventilator. I instantly was like, this is some bullshit. But I was going along with it. I'm like, oh, dang, for real? Oh, dang, that's fucked up. Like, really? So basically, there was nobody. There was no hair plug. There was no business. There was no guy in New York on COVID. This motherfucker just basically just stole my fucking money. And he kept feeding me. And this went on for months too, because I was seeing where this was going. I was seeing what he was going to do with it. If he was going to give me my money back or whatever, what have you. This man, first of all, I gave you this money. I didn't give the money to the hair plug. I gave the money to you, but you was calculated and you took my money and you used it for whatever reason. And you tried to keep a relationship with me because you didn't want me to get mad and you didn't want me to raise no eyebrows, and you really didn't want me to get nobody to fuck you up for real. Let's just be all the way honest. So basically, he took my money, and when I realized that this ain't going nowhere, this being nice shit and trying to be nice and sweet ain't getting nowhere, I basically told him, listen, what you did with my money, nothing good is going to come out of what you just did to me. What I was going to do with that money, my intentions was pure, and obviously your intentions were not. What you did to me, I hope nothing good comes out of that money that you stole from me. And he basically just stole my money. Thank God that I did not give him everything, because the money that I did have left over, it was a nice amount to where I was able to withhold my living expenses. But the money that I did give him was a lot. So he basically stole my money. So if you see this person, do not do business with him, because when I finally did ask the right person about this guy, he basically said that he is a womanizer. He admitted, he heard this man admit that he is a womanizer, and he basically tells women what they want in order to get what he wants out of them. So if you ever see him, male or female, especially women, do not do no motherfucking business with him, and do not give him your money, because he's a con artist, he is a liar, and he is a thief. After I took this financial loss, I was so embarrassed to pray. Even though God sees everything, He's watching over us and He sees everything and He knows what you're going to do before you actually do it. He has your whole life planned and mapped out before you're even born. I was so embarrassed to pray. I think I prayed one time after that whole situation happened, and it was more of God having mercy on me and me being sorry that I took this blessing and I basically gave it into the hands of the devil. And that was the last time that I prayed. I was so embarrassed to pray that I didn't pray. I stopped praying. I stopped reading my Bible. I stopped looking up scriptures. One of my hairdressers, the one who cut all my hair off, she told me, don't be embarrassed to pray. Like, that was a lesson that you learn. Even though you did take a loss, but God put that lesson into your life so that you would never make a mistake like that again, and you just won't throw money away like that again. And I definitely did learn a lesson from that. And the confirmation was my older aunt saying the exact same thing. Like, that was a lesson that you learned. And she was like, trust me, even though you don't see that person or you don't hear from that person who stole your money, that person is probably going through hell from what he did to you. Your intentions was pure, and you wasn't going to fuck around on that money. Your intentions was pure. What you wanted to do with that money was very pure. And what he did was deceitful. It was conniving, and morally it just was not right. So if it does not happen now, it's going to happen later on down the road. He's going to pay for him stealing your money like that. And that was the confirmation right there. So I had stopped praying. I really did. Now, as far as my relationship is concerned, like my romantic relationship, I went into 2020 in a relationship. I was dating somebody that I felt like knew me, that genuinely loved me, and that cared about me. And we ended up breaking up. Now, at that time that we broke up, I was so devastated. I was crying. I was begging this person not to break up with me. And to this day, I really don't even know the reason why. Well, I know the reason why. I know the reason why now, but then I didn't know. Now that I have not spoken to this person in so long, because this person still wanted to keep in contact with me, which is so crazy. Like, if you break up with me, why are you still calling me? And granted, this person is incarcerated. He's still incarcerated, and he was incarcerated at that time. Why do you want to keep the lines of communication open with me when you broke up with me? I feel like that was just I feel like it was just sadistic and it was manipulative. So I made the decision to just go ahead and up and change my number on this person. And that's exactly what I did. And haven't heard from the person at all whatsoever. In the midst of all of that, after I was not in communication with this person, I started to really piece together a lot of things that this person was really doing. This person was very manipulative, very controlling, and he had a very barbaric attitude. Like, women are put on this earth to be seen and not heard. I'm not allowed to have an opinion. I'm not allowed to have a strong opinion, and I'm not allowed to stick to my guns about it. And that was the reason why we broke up, because I'm not no bitch. That's what it is. I'm not no pushover. I'm not no beard. I'm nobody's beard, and I'm nobody's doormat. And I'm not standing for nobody to talk to me and to disrespect me. And I'm just supposed to lay there and sit back and let you do it. And then when you calm down, then you want to apologize. That's not how that works. I'm not that bitch. You try it with somebody else, but with Candace Rhodes, you will never disrespect me and get away with it, and especially when I'm doing so much for you. I done went broke over this person. That's why the financial blessing was so needed. I'm so glad that I'm not in that relationship anymore. And in the midst of me not being with this person anymore, my ex-fiance decided he wanted to slide up in my DMs. Now, I did touch on this in a mukbang of mine, but I didn't really touch up on it. My ex-fiance, he decided to slide up in my DMs. And as much as I could have messed up his whole relationship because, like I said before, my ex-fiance married his baby's mom, in which when me and him were in a relationship and when we were engaged, his baby mom was extremely messy. Extremely messy. She was extremely involved in our relationship, and I honestly felt like I was in a relationship with her as well. But I was just trying to respect everybody. I was trying to respect all parties. Really, I was being respectful because of the kids, and that was really it. That was it. I just never wanted to come off as a messy bitch, and I felt like I was kind of borderline being bullied by her. She was saying that she felt bullied by me, but you came for me. So I was really mainly worried about your baby dad. I wasn't worried about you. I didn't care about you. I didn't know nothing about you. But you making subliminal status after subliminal status. I can't control my friends. If my friends is friends with you or mutual friends with somebody and they screenshot something and they send it to them, they're going to be on defense mode. My friends, my circle don't play that when it comes to me. Like, they don't play about me and I don't play about them. So, but when he was with me, it was, oh, she's coming for you. She's starting stuff with you. She's starting stuff. She crazy. She take meds. She's all these things. But now that you married to her, oh, Candace was bullying you. I just find that so funny. But after me and my jailbird ex broke up, he decided that he wanted to, try to make sneaky links and things like that. And even though I cannot stand his wife, and I can't stand her because she can't stand me, even though I don't like her, and even though she was very messy in my relationship and tried to break up my relationship, I will never, ever be that type of woman to mess up somebody or break up or be a part of somebody's marriage breaking up. That ain't me. I don't move like that. I feel like I'm a very gorgeous female on the inside and the outside. And even though I attract ain't shit niggas, I still attract men. Like, I don't have a problem in the men department whatsoever. So to try to go behind my back and try to, mess up what I got going on, that just plays up your own insecurities, and that has nothing to do with me. And we all know who the common denominator is, and that was that man. That man was the one who was running back telling me things and running back and telling you things. But honey, if that's who you want to roll with, that's fine. I chose not to take him back. And in the midst of me not taking this person back, he went right back to you, because that's one of the things that he told me. He told me that he married his baby's mom because for one, because I wasn't coming back, and for two, he did not want to take the time out to get to know somebody else. So that was that. So basically they married by default. I don't know. They probably in love, madly in love with each other, but I don't know. All I know is that he kept begging to come back to me, and I said, nah, bro, you dogged me, and I ain't got nothing to do with you. After that put me into a bigger depression, because I had to cut that off. Like, I had to shut that down, because we did talk a couple of times, but then I just realized, like, this ain't right. This is not right. So that person got blocked as well. I put out what I want to attract. I put out good juju, put out good energy. I put out, positive vibes as much as I can anyway. And I'm not getting anything back but bullshit. So that put me in a deeper depression, because it's like, why do my exes feel like that they can, or just men in general, feel like they can chip away a piece of my heart and walk away with it? And that just sent me into a downward spiral. On top of dealing with COVID, trying to stay COVID free, trying to not get my loved ones sick with COVID or bring it home to them, the relationship thing put me into a deeper depression. Also adding to the depression is my job. My job is very, I don't want to say too much without putting myself at potential risk, but I've never had so much anxiety at an occupation in my entire life. I've never been more unhappy at a place that I work at in my entire life. I love my career, but I hate where I work at. And I know for a fact that this company, like, we're breaking so many labor laws. I know for a fact that we are underpaid. Yes, we make decent money, but I know for a fact we're underpaid. Not all of them, but certain attitudes that I have to deal with that really brings me down. That's also causing my depression. I'm just not happy where I'm at. Really not happy where I'm at. And not only that, I just also feel like my job has been draining the fucking life out of me. It has been literally sucking the life out of me. Around a certain time every single day, I literally have a fucking anxiety attack. I don't get no sleep. If I get 5 hours of sleep before I go to work, that is a good day. That's a good night for me. But majority of the time I'm getting an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep, and that's it. It's literally sucking all the life out of me. I don't have a life. I have to be in bed by a certain time because I have to be at work at the fucking butt crack of dawn. Not even the butt crack of dawn. Like, I start my job in the middle of the night. So I have to be at work. So I have to be in bed at a certain time. But once it starts to get close to that time that I have to go to bed, I literally have a fucking anxiety attack. My phone never fucking stops ringing. It never stops dinging. I never stop getting text messages. It's like, can you let me fucking sleep for a second? Give me a minute. Like, I'm not, and then when I'm there, I start in the middle of the night, and I'm not leaving until like 4, anywhere between 2 to 6 o'clock in the evening, and I don't feel like that's right. And not only that, I'm not even getting paid for that. So, and I'm starting at like 12:30, no later than 2 o'clock in the morning, and being there all day, having to deal with it all. Like, this job consumes my entire fucking life. I don't have time for my family anymore. I don't have time for a social life anymore. I don't have time to film. That's why I've been gone for so long. That's why I can't film, because, and even on the days that I'm off, I'm so fucking exhausted that I'm sleeping most of the day, and I'm trying to catch up and run errands on my days off, but my phone still ain't stopping. So yeah, this definitely taking a toll on me, and I really have to think of a exit plan, because this is not working for me no more. Everything that I had going on, I decided to have a birthday, a quarantine birthday. Everybody who knows me knows that my birthday is at the end of November. It's November 29th, and December the 5th, I decided to have a birthday party. Now, my birthday party was pretty lit. It was a themed birthday party. It was a safari/animal print birthday party. It was a house party, and all my guests wore animal print, and I, being the birthday girl, wore something different. I wanted to give it like that safari/coming to America type vibe, and I feel like I executed it. Given the fact that we were under quarantine, I feel like I executed that very well. So I had a really, really good birthday. More people came in from out of town for my birthday than people who were in town. And it just made me feel better about what had already transpired before my actual birthday. So I had a really good birthday. I had a lot of nice gifts. It just really showed me how much people really do care about me and love me when they came out to my birthday party. And my friend from New York came. Everybody loved her. She is actually my last friend that I'm ever going to have, probably ever in life. I closed the door right behind her. It kind of helped me get my mind off of everything that has been going on. So I finally get like a couple days off from work, like a week, and this is probably like my first night off, and this was on the 19th of December, and I'm like so fucking pumped. Like, I have everything planned. I have my whole entire week planned out. I was going to film every day. I was going to exercise every day, because I was going to get back into the swing of exercising. I was going to meal prep. I was going to clean and organize my apartment and start to decorate and really get my life in order before I go back into work, and really think of a plan of how I'm going to get my life back in order. So that was on the 19th. I probably was asleep I was drifting off into sleep. So I get a phone call from my mother around, I want to say it was 10:45-ish, it was close to 11. I get a phone call from my mom, and my mom sounds like she's in a panic. Normally when I talk to my mom, or when my mom calls me, my mom is pretty mellow. Like, she doesn't overreact. She doesn't go into a panic unless it's necessary. And she says, your grandfather stopped breathing, and he threw up a whole bunch of black stuff. Tone of my mom's voice it kind of scared me a little bit. By the time I got over there, the paramedics beat me there. They had the road completely blocked off, and I had to park around the corner, get out, and basically run to my grandmother's house. And my grandfather was already gone. He was in the paramedics already. So we waited about 15 minutes. We were waiting for my aunt to get there. Now, my aunt lives like a half an hour away from my grandmother. So finally we just said to just meet us at the hospital, because the hospital was not far from us, from where my grandmother lived. So we pull up to the hospital. My uncle was already there, and we pull up, we're getting out, and then my mother gets a phone call from my uncle, and my uncle basically said Dad didn't make it. My grandfather passed away December the 20th. He passed away a little bit after midnight. I'm sorry, y'all. So my grandfather passed away due to COVID complications. This is why I hate this pandemic so much. I never thought that this pandemic would hit my family and impact my family. You know, when this pandemic first came out, I was still living with them. I would literally get undressed in the garage because I did not want to bring that home to them. I didn't want them touching me until I got into the shower. I was putting my clothes into a garbage bag and leaving it out in the garage because I just did not want to. I didn't want them to come in contact with it. Obviously, my grandparents have medical issues. My mom has medical issues. And I just didn't want to bring that home to them. And I tried so hard to protect them. Me and my grandfather had a very, very special bond. I am the person who made him a grandfather. I'm his firstborn grandchild out of 12. And so we had this special bond. I loved my grandfather so much. I always treated him like he was my friend, my grandfather, and my father. He was the only person, he was my father figure. I don't have a father, so he was that. It was always a joy to see him. He would light up every time I see him. I would always play around. I would always be in his face. He was gone in the nursing facility for about 3 weeks, the longest he's ever been away from my grandmother. And, you know, he came home. He was probably home for a week and a half. He wasn't home that long. He was home for under a month. And that's when he slipped away and he transitioned. He was such the patriarch of our family. Now, mind you, this was the biggest loss that we've ever had in our immediate family. We've never lost anybody in our family. He was the first loss of our family. So we definitely took it hard. Like, I never even lost a cousin. Like, My first and second cousins, third cousins, they all still alive. Everybody's still alive. Aunts, uncles, everybody is still alive. Grandparents were still alive, and he was the first lost. So our family definitely took it hard. He was so good to my grandmother. Their relationship is the epitome of how a relationship should be. They were married for 60 years. He would let us do anything to him when we were kids. Never told us no. Everything we wanted, we got. And he was just a smart person. He was a smart individual. He traveled around the world twice, for goodness sake. And only place he did not go was to Vegas, and we planned on taking him to Vegas in 2020 for his birthday in April, but due to COVID, we had to cancel everything. But us being so ignorant and so used to having him around, we're just like, oh, we'll just take him next year. And he's gone. Never got a chance to even go see Vegas. And he was in the U.S. Navy. He was a boxer and an engineer while being in the Navy. Super, super smart. And he wanted us to have an education. After the breakup of my ex-fiance, he told me, like, Candace, I never, ever, ever want to see you cry over another man again. You are a beautiful person. You are a beautiful young lady and a smart young lady. And I'm so proud of you. And your husband is going to find you. I don't never want to see you cry over another man again. And even though I did cry over one more, but I never did. And honestly, his passing finally made me know my worth and value myself as a Baron, let alone a woman. And I'm just gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss hearing his voice. I'm gonna miss him, just his presence. I'm gonna miss him dancing. I'm just gonna miss his face. I'm gonna miss kissing on him and loving on him, and I'm just gonna miss his smell, and I'm just gonna miss him a lot. I said losing him finally made me realize my worth. It made me realize how good of a person that I am, and a lot of people, a lot of men, and a lot of females for that matter, do not deserve my time or my energy. It just put a lot of things that I had going on in my life into perspective. Moving forward in 2021, it is absolutely time for me to boss up. Like, this was the get up and go and the spark that I needed, and the fire lit under my ass to the point where it's like, okay, Candace, you got to make your grandfather proud. Like, this ain't even about you no more. This is about making your grandfather proud up there and just getting up and going. Like, yes, I am a smart individual, and I'm also gifted. God gave me a gift to do makeup. God gave me a gift to make women feel beautiful. And it's time to follow through with that. So in 2021, this is all about my road to recovery and road to redemption. 2021, I'm going to start working on me mentally. I'm going to start going back to my therapist, because my jailbird ex, he would say things like, you don't need to go to your therapist. I can be your therapist, so you can always confide in me. And that is that controlling shit that I be talking about, because I stopped going to her and I started confiding in him, and then I started noticing the judgment and him keeping score of everything and manipulating my mind. She is a black woman, so she is definitely relatable, and she is my age. She's in my age group. I think she might be a little bit older. Hell, she might be younger for real. She can relate to what I'm going through because she is a black woman that is in my age group. I'm going to start vlogging my road to recovery. I don't know if this is going to be a segment to my self-care Saturday, but if not, if I have something else to post on self-care Saturday, I'm definitely going to post that. But I want y'all to go on this journey with me to my road to recovery and my road to redemption. I'm about to start investing my time and investing my money into my craft and to my makeup and into all of my businesses that I have written out. And I'm going to finally start, now the holidays is over, I'm going to start decorating my apartment, and I'm just gonna get my life together. 2021 is strictly about me. I was watching a movie. What movie was I watching? I forgot. But Nicki Minaj was in this movie, and she said,
I'll tell you what my mother told me, and these are words to live by. Selfish people live longer.
I can't help nobody out if I don't help myself. So I definitely have to be selfish. I have to be not mean, but a little bit more sterner. And I have to have my third eye open to the bullshit and to bullshit ass people. And that's just it. I'm definitely going to start filming more. I'm going to start making time for y'all more, because y'all already know, like, y'all really helped me through a lot of situations that I'm going through. Because when I do my filming, it's not about me. It's about me providing y'all with entertainment. I want to make y'all happy. So in order to do that, I just have to start investing my time and spending more time with y'all. I'm definitely going to vlog my road to recovery. Y'all gonna get an in-depth look on how I'm feeling and all the steps that I am doing to pick myself up out of this rut. One of the things that I have to stop doing, I have to stop comparing myself to other people, especially people that I don't care for and people that I feel like that have done me wrong. And they continue on with their business, honey. They going on about their business. They flourishing. They getting married. They starting businesses. They papered up. They caked up and all that other stuff. And I'm just standing there looking stupid like, this person broke my heart. This person hurt my feelings. Like, I got to quit doing that. I gotta stop doing that, because that is not helping me. That ain't healthy, and that's not elevating me in no type of way. I definitely are going to come along with me on this journey. And I want y'all, I always want to be an open book. Like, I want to tell, I'm honest with y'all about everything. So comment below. Let me know what y'all went through in 2020. If it's relatable to me or not relatable to me. Just let me know how 2020 kicked y'all's butt and what y'all plan on doing to redeem yourself and recover and bounce back from it. Because I don't want to see y'all in a sunken place, crawling myself out of the rabbit hole. I want y'all to crawl out of there. Let's help each other get out of this rabbit hole together. Because this is not a happy place. To be in this sunken, depressed mode is not a happy place at all. So come along with me, y'all. I know this video is probably long as hell. I'm so sorry. Thank you guys so much for still rocking with me. I have not even lost not one subscriber, and I have not posted a video in months. So y'all don't know how much y'all mean to me. I will see y'all in my next video.